Hello there, boys and girls, men, women, children of all ages. This is Kenny B at Lionel For Less. I haven't been on in a while. Been extremely busy, and I was down sick twice with the flu in 1 month, which sucked. Maybe if I didn't smoke cigarettes I wouldn't get it, but if I didn't smoke cigarettes I'd probably go crazy. More than I am now. Skipped church this morning. It's Sunday morning. I had to work last night. Being Catholic though, I have plenty of opportunities to go through the week, so that's a good thing. I've been sitting here this morning since I got back and trying to complete a couple things, you know, which I really, I have a hard time completing things. I do, but I get my hands into like 4 or 5 things. I come back to it. That's how projects are for me. There's been a lot going on in the O-gauge world. I heard that, now this is only a rumor, that MTH might be going up for sale. There was a rumor that I heard that if someone made the right offer that Mike Wolf said he'd sell the place. I don't know how true it is, but I'm just passing on the O-gauge news. I gotta say, those new Niagaras from Lionel, wow, how cool. I don't know if they are $1,700 gold, but they're pretty cool. I particularly like the drawbar in the back that puts more of a load on it. If you have cars hooked on it, you know, the engine gets louder and it chuffs harder and works harder, you know, and than if you were just running the engine and the tender. That drawbar actually senses loads. And I didn't make it to York, mostly because of work again, and because of buying things and, you know, trying to save for a house. I just really didn't have $1,000 to go and spend at York, and you know, I got to go there with at least $1,000 in my pocket. I mean, going to York broke. You know, it's okay to talk to everybody and everything, but you know, you're going to at a train show. Come on, you're gonna see stuff you want, you know, and you might even see a deal. I did run across a couple deals. I have a UPFEF coming in, Premier. I found a source that purchased a lot of things from MTH's warehouse. And this particular source bought a truckload of stuff that was like in the repair department. So a lot of the stuff is incomplete, missing the motor. They're almost all of them are missing the boards. And you know, if you use your discernment and stuff, you can find some deals. But you have to know how to work on them too, which I'm rapidly learning. I got a couple PS2 boards in, 3-volt boards. And you know, these are hard to find these days. These are like gold. You know, they come in an anti-static bag and everything. And, you know, just been figuring it out, man. I'm getting hints and tips from different people. And, you know, there's the big secret of it all. Yeah, these are getting hard to find, the 3-volt boards, the good ones. If you do want a 3-volt board, I could probably acquire you one for $200 shipped. I know that price is high, but I mean, when you can't find something, it's supply and demand. These two here that I have are spoken for. They're going in the engines that I have. But I can get 5-volt boards too. I can get those for $125 shipped to you. I bought a bunch of smoke units. I bought a bunch of wheel sets, which are coming this week. Alright, show those to you now. Those are going to go and complete that intermodal set. And the rest of them are going to go on these cars that I've been working on for a couple years now. But I'm starting to get the desired effect on them. And I have all these trim pieces and stuff. These are from the late 40s, early 50s. And I'm going to put LED lighting in them and stuff, and interiors. And so that should be a shebang set, you know, when I finally get it done. Which I figure will be probably by this winter sometime. You know, over the winter I'll get it done. And this morning I've been reconfiguring my track, finally screwing it down to the board, to the layout, because I haven't screwed anything down. I got one line back up and running. One thing about Ross track, it's beautiful, but there's a learning curve in laying it. This is my second time now I've laid it. And it's going better than the first time, believe it or not. Because, you know, I understand now what the nibs are in between the board, in between the pieces of track. And those are actually good to have there. You know, I didn't like them before, but now I can live with them. They're okay. It lets you disassemble the track fast if you have to, and if you want to hide them, you can grind them off. Lionel continues to innovate, you know, with that tender they have that also smokes, and the sounds on that Niagara are incredible. A friend of mine bought 2 of them. He bought the gray one and the black one, and he likes the gray one better. You know, I recommended the gray one to him. I mean, a black engine's a black engine. You know, you can get a lot of those. But when you have a chance to get a gray one, I think you should jump on it. If for nothing else, just to have a little variety in your stuff. I'll show you what I've been doing here this morning. It's kind of hard to do all this at once. Still trying to hire a camera guy. And at this moment, we're going to have to go over here. I will be moving in March, so I'm trying not to make anything too permanent over here. But what I did was I took the wires that, you know, go to the TIU or transformer or what have you, and I had this idea. Instead of, you know, making it all ugly and ruining the Ross track, it does have a break in it right here where the wooden things stop. And these male connectors, they fit right in there. So I soldered these to this. That's a little hard to do when you're looking through the camera and you're halfway blind to begin with. I think I missed, yeah, I did. I'll show you here. Yeah, I put them like that instead of soldering them onto the side of the rails. And then, you know, I scratched this up with my Dremel, and I soldered this male connector to the track there. Then I drilled the hole through the layout with this thing, and, you know, we'll run the cords down through to the transformer. That way I won't have them all running like this, you know, which is fine for the Super O. But on the other stuff, you know, I just didn't want to ruin the look of the Ross track, because you have to scratch it up to get a bite on it in the middle there. But, you know, I was a little bit off on the first hole, but I'll put some kind of a ITAD device or something there to hide that, or get a new piece when I move. And we'll make sure we drill the next one in the exact right spot that we need. And to me, that was just a much better way of hooking it up than, you know, scratching the sides of the rails and scratching the black off and having wires showing. So for me, I thought that was a pretty good idea, because I don't come up with many good ideas. Was running a little bit this morning, and I got this the Burlington set back out that I had, and I gave that a good service. I changed the brushes and springs, and I took the trucks apart and put some red and tacky grease in them, and they're really running nice. I've got this congressional set in right now that I'm doing for a friend of mine, because I'm pretty good at restoring these old cars. If I can do anything, I can restore these old cars. Here's the kind of shape they're in. This one here, I can't get it to track because it just needs wheel sets. But, you know, when I'm done with this thing, it'll look like new. Those scratches, I can get all those out. As you can see, there's multiples of them. But I have techniques that I use that I stumbled upon that I can get those scratches out. So if anybody else needs these cars, like this gouge here, I can get that out. I'll hide it most of the way. That's a deep one. But, you know, you won't be able to see it like you do now. But all these other ones, they'll be a memory. That thing there I'll hide, and it'll hide pretty good. Now, I've been doing these sets for about 10 years now. And I guess you can just say that through a lot of trial and mostly error that I've learned how to do them. And gotten faster at them. Did move all the passenger cars back over here, and I'm keeping the engines over on this wall right now. Got some extra cars for the Zephyr, and I picked up that Maresque. I think I showed that before. My big boy I want to sell. I still want to sell it. I will take somewhere in the vicinity of $700 for it, and it has a Proto 3 in it right now. New lighting, everything. It's just one of them things in life. You think you want it, and then you get it, and I don't know. I want to get a T1. I'm kind of crazy about the Streamline train, so I would trade this straight up for a T1 also. Yeah, but I ran these around this morning. I'm just trying to see if I could get the older cars just to track. Now the first two are two of mine. They're not done yet. And the three are from the Congressional set. That's 16 volts, but I can't put it down much more than 13 or it won't move. Because with the incandescent bulbs and that, I'm at 4.6 amps right there. So, you know, I did get the one track down, wired up and going. Then I wanted to run some trains. So I did. But I thought this was a good solution to be able to hide the electrical connections. And it's turning out to look like it might actually work. I don't know if I showed you guys, but I picked up this this MTH Proto sound engine, and I think it's cool. I like it. There's nothing wrong with Proto sounds in my book. coolest looking train masters I ever saw. And it'll pull too, man. Need to do a speaker upgrade on it. But yeah, I'm going to leave this one Proto Sound. There's certain engines I just think they sound good enough. With the Proto Sound. You know, and being a post-war guy at heart. And dropping the camera like the idiot. Doesn't look like anything broke. Except for the stand holder. Ah. Thanks. That's real nice. We're live as always, no edits. I'm gonna go and get some sleep, and I have to work tonight. Make sure that I didn't mess my camera up.